Dubé here, Monica Dubé here, and I'm going to teach you today the five biggest blunders. I'm actually only going to do three. Okay. I want to keep it short today. Three biggest blunders that sabotage your business. Okay. Now, why are we doing that? Well, it's a topic that I really care about because I work with a lot of entrepreneurs, and I know that when people get stuck, they often can't see what's in their way, what's going on, why they're stuck. And so I wanted to just talk about this today, give you some insight. Please stay till the end so you'll get value out of this and you'll be given a breakthrough at the end. All right, stay to the end. It's only going to be about 20 minutes. So what I want to share with you is, do you long to feel powerful and know that you're meant for big things and you're creating a new business perhaps, or expanding one that you already have, but you're struggling? So I'm Monica Dubé. I was there 30 years ago. I was depressed and unable to sleep at night. I had a lot of anxiety. I kept asking for help from therapists and doctors, and I tried everything. And at that point, I was really in a job I didn't love. So I went through a real raw spiritual crisis where I had to really get on my knees and ask for help. And what happened was I found a way to heal my mind through something called A Course in Miracles. And from that moment on, my life really changed. I got happy and I ended up traveling the world teaching A Course in Miracles over the next 3 decades. So it really changed my life. I found a way to heal the mind. I found a way to get to the core of what's stopping you when you're stuck and when you're in anxiety or depression, or when you're just stuck and don't know what the situation is or what the problem really is. So since then, I've created a six-figure business helping other entrepreneurs just like you who want to achieve their dreams. Okay. Now, why does that matter to you? Well, I'm here to disrupt the status quo and help you get really serious. And really, what I want you to get is my message is that when you identify the root cause of what's holding you back, then you're going to become free of those limiting beliefs and learn to take charge of your life. It sounds really simple, right? Well, sometimes you can't see what's obvious because of a limited perspective or belief. And your story about it keeps you in a warped, disempowered view of yourself. You don't know what's going on. So I'm going to give you the keys to this. The whole solution, I'm going to give you the key to it today. So if you do feel stuck and you've tried lots of things, maybe therapy, maybe coaches, lots of programs, but you still don't feel seen or heard and you don't have what you want, then you've really come to the right place. That's what I'm here for. That's what I do for my clients, is to help them really get beyond what's blocking them. So what is holding you back? Well, for each of us, we don't really understand the power of our mind and how it can stop you from realizing your desires. And you're going to want to clear those beliefs once you find out how to do that, right? Because they keep you in pain, they keep you struggling, they keep you lost, they keep you not achieving what you really want in life, whether it's a relationship or a higher paying clientele or businesses that really thrive. Okay, so the problem is you don't really know what your problem is because you have blind spots, and we think it's something outside of us that we can go out and fix and change. And the truth is, it's a blind spot. You can't see it. You can't see the cause of it yourself. I can't see my blind spots. I always need a coach or a healer or a mentor or all three all the time, because otherwise I'm still stuck in my limited beliefs. Okay. So for many years, I've had a mentor. I've always had a spiritual teacher, someone to help me. And the truth is, you can't see your own. So this will directly affect your business. It'll affect your personality. It's going to affect all of your relationships, right? And your finances. So why is that? Two parts of the mind that I'm going to talk about today. One is the subconscious. And if you've done any self-development, you know that the subconscious thoughts and beliefs rule your mind. They rule your whole life, actually. They determine your emotions, all your reactions to things, and results that you get in your business and in your life. Okay, now we may not be aware of the root cause of some of our beliefs, right? We have a whole belief system that's buried in the subconscious. And we may not even know what beliefs we're holding, because until you become really self-aware, you don't know. You're just on automatic pilot, basically. And the most probable future you're going to have is just like your past. Okay. And I want to stop that today. I want to help you get beyond it. So we keep these beliefs hidden from ourselves, from our consciousness awareness and our awareness, until we realize we need to change. Something has to give, right? Like when you've struggled long enough, or you've reached a point and a bottoming out and your life is unmanageable, right? If you've been through an addiction program, you know what I'm talking about. You get to that place where you just go, oh, wait a minute, I got to do something different now. I have a problem and I don't know what it is. Okay. So that's when you start to ask for help, hopefully, and get the support you need. So it's from the conditioning that you get all your subconscious beliefs, your childhood, how your parents thought, what they said to you, your teachers, your religion, all of that is buried in the subconscious. Okay. And access to that subconscious is powerful, right? And I know how to get there. I've worked with the subconscious for years, but having access to it and shifting those beliefs is really important. Now I'm going to talk about the superconscious mind, okay? Because you have that too. Access to this superconscious, or your higher self, I'd say your spiritual soul self, if you want to look at it that way, is really powerful. And it's how we make choices for our future that are not based in the past, is when we get access to the superconscious mind. Now, a lot of people do that through meditation, right? They go into meditative states and they connect and they feel this state of bliss. Then they come out of meditation and they still have the same problems. So if you meditate, that's great. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying that, has it really lifted the pain? Has it changed your life so that you don't have the same problems? It's up to you to answer that. I don't know. But I know a lot of people that have meditated for 10 years and still found themselves struggling and even more schizophrenic than when they started. Okay? It's dangerous if you don't do the healing work that you need to do on the mind. So do you know you have power to change everything about your life? You actually do. But you need to have access to the superconscious mind and the higher self. So this is a shortcut. When I'm offering you what I do with my clients is a shortcut. You need a powerful method of transforming your mind. And so that you can break through that wall of resistance and fear that keeps you from your own personal freedom. And we do have resistance to it because it feels really weird to think that we could get beyond our conditioning. And our conditioning is actually designed to keep us safe, so-called safe. It's not really safe. It's actually really stuck. But you don't know that when you're going through it. Okay. They're working on the roof on my apartment, so that's why you're going to hear some noise in the background. If you do, I apologize for that. So I've discovered that this method of release is really powerful. It is a way out, and you can access the superconscious mind and allow it to direct your healing and your actions. So once you've discovered, how to do that and what the root cause of what you're holding back is, you can learn to release it and tap into your superconscious. You can start to master your mind and your life. That's the result. You're going to live better. You're going to have a better livelihood. You're going to make more money. You're going to have better relationships and much more peace and joy and a much more fulfilling life. That's what I promise. Everyone that works with me has more peace, more connection. They always feel a lot lighter. They get a real strong sense of connection to their spiritual self and their guidance system. Okay. And they can live into a future, right, that they create. So you become really creative with your life and you stop struggling. So what are the 3 biggest blunders? I'll go quickly through this because I want you to really this isn't going to take a long time. The 3 biggest blunders that keep you struggling in life or in business is that, number 1, you're not clear about your purpose and what you really want with your life. Okay? It keeps you struggling in this I'm not sure, sort of waffling back and forth, wishy-washy. And so you don't really know what to set your goals about. You don't ever stop and ask. It's exciting, right? To start to find your purpose. But it's also kind of terrifying because you could share your purpose with the world. What if you find out you're here to give a message to the world and share a story of how you overcame something, right? But you may not be aware of what really matters to you. So this is embarrassing, right? If you got up to speak and you don't know what matters to you, you don't know what message, often we go through life not really knowing. And when we don't know who we are and what we really want, we live a life in just reaction to everything. And we kind of feel a little clueless and lost, right? I remember feeling that way when I wanted to start my business. Like, I don't know, what am I meant to be doing? What's my message? Who am I here to support? And I had to go deep and find out, because once I did find out, it was like, oh, thank you. It's gold, right? When you know who you're meant to serve. So now getting up and speaking in front of people might terrify you. And it did for me too. Even doing something like this would have terrified me years ago. But really, this is all about you and your story and how you're overcoming your past and what you might have struggled with in the past, how you overcame it. That kind of gives you a clue to what your purpose is, because it's something that you care about, right? When something works for you, like for me, the Course in Miracles really worked for me. So I teach it all the time. I still have a really powerful program so I can help people get started in it and learn how to do the first 50 lessons. But I don't want to go into that now. I just want you to know that once you realize that something helped you, it's probably something you want to give to the world. And that could be your purpose. So that brings me to the second most common blunder. Okay? You don't have enough self-awareness. A lot of people don't have enough self-awareness to create what you want and to really put that into place. I just got off a call with somebody that, she's got lots of experience and lots of trauma that she's come through, but she still doesn't know how to put that into something that will create something that will support other people. So she hasn't found her self-awareness yet. She hasn't found her purpose. And so she doesn't know what to do. And that's a really debilitating place to be. So, do you know where you're heading? Or are you just reacting to your circumstances? Do you know what you want and how you want to work or live? Have you ever sat down and really worked with someone on your purpose? And it is really critical to living a fully empowered life to have an answer to that question: who am I? And what am I here for? It takes something to find out, and it's important. So how do you become more self-aware? Well, you have to find out who you are. So doing a deep dive on what you care about, what you've been through, and what you've discovered in life gives you a key or a clue. It is a really powerful way to discover your purpose, is to go deep on your own sense of recovery or healing, what's something you've come through, maybe some adversity that you've been through and you've come through it. You may have a message to give the world, right? So we have to pay attention to how we speak about ourselves. This is really important. And how we speak about ourselves reflects how we feel about ourselves. So I'm going to bring it back to you. How you feel reflects who you think you are. And when you take care of yourself in your body, in other words, feeling good in your body, not just in your thoughts about yourself, but you really feel good. You take care of yourself, you exercise, you eat good food, and then you take care of the mind, the mental side of your life. When those things are in balance and you really get how important that is, then your body and your mind and your life really works. So physical well-being is just as important as your mental well-being. But the mental well-being to me is even more critical. And I'll tell you why. The secret I've found is that how you feel is more important than what you have. How you feel about yourself, loving yourself, caring for yourself, putting yourself first, maybe for the first time in your life, right? Now, we all want to be successful because we want to feel better. Think about a successful person. They feel good. They feel accomplished. and they go through life feeling empowered. That's what we want, right? We want to feel better about ourselves, and we want the experience of happiness, and not just fleeting happiness that comes when you buy a new toy and then you realize, oh, I got the toy. And then a moment later, you're like, okay, what's the next toy? Right? Because toys don't make you happy, maybe temporarily, but it's not eternal happiness. So most people have no idea what it means to be happy right here and now in their body and in their mind. They're constantly chasing something outside of themselves. And that leads to anxiety and depression and disempowered behaviors. So you have the right to self-acceptance and freedom from fear. I believe everyone has the right to feel accepting of themselves, and being free of fear. And I would love to show you how you can do that. That's my goal for you. Now I'm going to go to the number one blunder people make that keep them struggling in business and in their life, okay? And I see it all the time. The number one reason and blunder people make that keep them struggling is they do not believe in themselves, and they don't invest in themselves, and they think they can go it alone. When you don't invest, you think you can go it alone and figure it out by yourself and make it all work. And honestly, it's a disaster. It never works. So when you've had some success in life, you sometimes feel like, oh, well, you don't need anyone else. You can make it work. I think Americans are actually taught to be this way, very rugged individualists. But it's pretty silly to think you could run a whole business by yourself and take it to the level you want, right? You're smart. But if you don't ask for help and think you can figure it all out yourself, you're not too smart. You may like being the boss. You might make excuses like, I'm fine, I'll figure it out. But you stay stuck for years in that mindset. And the effect is that you delay your success and you're achieving what you really want. Nobody gets into the upper levels of business without support. And it's really true. If you look back, and all the guys in the 20s, 30s, and 40s that were setting up businesses in America, they had masterminds. If you ever read Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, they worked these things out together. They didn't do anything by themselves. And it was powerful because they really relied on each other and held each other accountable. So I want to say that if you're stuck in a mindset that keeps you trying to do it all on your own, then you're going to struggle for a very long time. But maybe the problem is you don't know who to turn to and who would be able to really get you to that next place and to help you get what you need. So I've learned that I had to connect emotionally with the person who would be able to help me. I had to feel good about them. I had to like them. And I had to really enjoy being with them. I had to really get who they are and feel that they really got me. And that's really, really important. Okay. You can't just follow anybody who calls themselves a mindset coach or a business coach. And because there's a lot of people out there that are really good at selling you into a program, but maybe that's not really the program for you. Okay. So I got very clear that I needed support when I was building my business, and I had to follow my intuition and connect with that person and feel this sense of aliveness and lightness and happiness when I heard them speak or when I heard them, tell me about what they do. And if I saw that they were joyful and they were happy and they loved their life, that was a real attraction, right? So there are a lot of people out there that to me seem to be very agitated because they're on a high, adrenaline high. And I think over time that starts to feel really uncomfortable to me. That's why I'm slow. I slow things down. And I help you connect to your heart. And I have to connect to my heart or I won't be able to build the business I desire. And I have to be connected to you and your heart. So I'm an empathic healer and I know how to do that. And I love connecting with my clients. My soulmate clients are amazing. They make me so happy. because we're working together in a synergistic relationship to help you get to where you want to be. And that gives me happiness. Because human beings are very stuck in habits. You do need help. The mindset that you have will keep you playing small until you reach out, until you listen to where you're stuck. Have someone hear you, really hear you, and not make decisions from fear. Why? When we start to make decisions from fear, we're actually, it's very dangerous. And there is a lot of fear when we go to make a change in our lives. Why? We don't like change. We resist it. Okay? Even great change, like, you go to a new state and you buy a bigger house, or you go live with other people, or you meet new friends, or, making changes like that is actually really scary to human beings because we're very stuck in our habits. And we listen to our fears and we make decisions from there. So I'm going to say that the way out of this whole thing is to be in a leadership stance, to take leadership of your life. It means you're going to have to be willing to admit, first of all, when you need help. And then together, you find someone or a team of people that are going to support you. Those people are people whose skills you need to help you. And then you learn to accept the coaching. You become aware that you're not alone. We have to ask for help and ask for advice from people who know what they're doing. So let them shine a light on your blind spots to find out what you're not seeing on your own. The value of getting support is that if you know how to get yourself out of your stuck place, you probably would have done it by now. And because you haven't done it, you've wasted a lot of time and probably a lot of money because you're not earning what you should be earning. And you've wasted time in trying to figure it out on your own. It actually costs you money not to have mentorship and coaching. Really. So it's very courageous of you to listen to this talk, and it's very courageous of you to ask for help when you need it. I acknowledge that. It means you're going to be vulnerable. You're going to admit that you don't have all the answers. And the solution that I'm offering you is, now that you've seen these 3 blunders and you've seen what it is to look at some of the parts of your mind that are struggling and keeping you stuck, then you need a solution to get beyond it, don't you? So for me, what I really saw was that without coaching, I'm pretty lost. I don't really have a direction. I don't know how to get to the 7 figures I want to get to. I need to find somebody who's done that. And if that's what you're looking for, I get it. If you do know that you need more support to keep going forward, I'm going to ask you a question. What will propel you to get your life on track? How committed are you to getting the support? Oh, bless me. What's going to propel you to get your life on track? How committed are you to getting the support and to living the life you're meant to be living? Because maybe there's a lot of people out there that are just waiting for you to show up so you can support them. Because maybe your business is all about, not so much about you, but about them. So I invite you to look within and ask yourself and take some time to go deep and get clear about your message, who you are. What do you care about? Who do you want to support? And what do you want to create for your life right now? I want you to feel good in your body right now. So take some deep breaths into the body. Just let go. Now, what worked for me and for all my clients is, they never suffer anymore. So they never suffer, but they've found their purpose. They've found clarity. They've come away with real solid self-worth. They're grounded in themselves. They feel connected to their soul self, and they feel really free and lighter and empowered. They become free of their money blocks, which is what I work on in all my programs, our financial beliefs. I help people really shift out of lack and scarcity And we do this in a really beautiful way. They have had massive breakthroughs and it's directly affected their life and their livelihood. I'll give you an example. I've had clients start new businesses from nothing, and now they're earning millions in the health and wellness industry. I've had clients that were stuck, unable to pick up the phone to make calls, and they're realtors. They need to make calls every day. To after a few months of working with me, they're winning awards in their real estate business. And this is true. Like, I would never make that up. It's just that these clients were really ready to go. They just had the blocks that were in their way, and I could easily help them find out how to let that go and learn how to live outside of the fear and the trauma from their childhood. So they've also healed relationships, which is the gift to me, because I want people to have healed relationships and to know who they are and to find themselves. To really feel connected to yourself it's a pearl worth any price, I believe. Okay. So discovering your own internal power and living a life that you truly author yourself is what I'm offering you. And if you do want to break through your resistance, please give yourself a gift and set up a call with me. Okay. Because even if you just do the initial call, you will have a breakthrough. I will be able to shine light on where you're stuck, where you're struggling. And it's not a high sell. I just want you to get the support you need. I want you to break through that pain you're in. And I mean it, because pain is both mental and emotional and physical, but it's physical when we don't deal with the mental and emotional. So I work in the energy field, and I know that it starts here. It starts with thoughts, beliefs, and memories. And when we clear those, the attachment to those beliefs, your whole being, your whole system, energy system gets freed up. I've been working with energy for 30 years. So the emotional blocks will get stuck in the energy system and then have ramifications into the physical body. And it causes a lot of pain. Okay. So you may need some support. So how do you set up a call with me? Well, basically, you're going to go to my LinkedIn, or if you're on YouTube, just go to my Instagram, Monica J. Dubé on Instagram. Okay. And that way there's a link tree there and you can set up a call. That's what I would say. If you're on LinkedIn right now, just go to my profile and send me a message. And here's how you do that. Just go to messaging in LinkedIn, set a connection to me. If you're not connected, you should be. And just set up a free breakthrough call. Okay. It's about a 45-minute call. No pressure. I just really want to determine whether you're a fit to work with me in my programs, because I only take soulmate clients that are delighted to work with me and who are decisive and committed, and they truly want to change their lives and step into more power and happiness. Okay? So I thank you so much for listening today, and I thank you for attending this talk. I know your time is valuable. My time is valuable too, and I really get how much you may want to change and how I could support you. I'd love to find out. I look forward to making a personal connection with you and really going deep and helping you to connect and explore your dreams with you and find out how I can support you for you to live the life you love, for you to find out who you really are, what you're meant to be doing, and how we can get you there. I love you, and I thank you for listening, and I really look forward to the next time we're together. Thank you so much. Oh, it's almost exactly 30 minutes. I love it when that happens. Oh, thank you, Christine. Thanks for being here. I'm so grateful. Whoever is listening or is watching the replay, all my love. Monica J. Dubé at Instagram. Thank you. Or go to LinkedIn. You'll find me there too. Actually, just Google me and you'll get my website. That's another way to find me. MonicaDubé.com. Blessings to all of you. I love you. Take care. Bye for now.